morning, everyone. Welcome back to the series on lockdown stories with CEOs. I am Dr. Prem Alex Lawrence. I am the CEO of Gold Dental, and my co-panelist here is Mr. Saravanan Ravichandran, who is the CEO of the Cognitive Idea Lab. And today we have a wonderful guest in Dr. Mrs. Jayashree. She is a proprietor and Chief Ayurveda Charya of Sri Ayurveda Multi Speciality Hospital of Chennai. Welcome, ma'am. And to know more about her, she finished her Bachelor of Ayurveda from Gujarat Ayurveda University long back in 1985 itself. And she was awarded the legendary Medical Practitioners of India Award Ayurveda of 2015 by Worldwide Media Corporation. And the most great thing about her is that she has formulated and patented more than 45 herbal and Ayurvedic health products for general nutrition for from ranging from diabetes to joint health to your skin problems, weight loss, etc., etc. And she is also a visiting faculty in Ayurvedic nutrition in the Department of Food and Nutritional Science in Sri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. And the great thing about their hospital, they have a 160-year tradition, and it was founded in 1898. So close to 22 years of legendary practice, and very, very proud. And she's the most sought after Ayurvedic doctor in Chennai. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome to our show. Thanks for sparing your time with us.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I pass on the mic to our co-panelist, Mr. Saravanan.
Thank you, Dr. Prem. Thank you. Welcome, ma'am. Doctor, my first question, how is the situation to COVID-19 in Chennai, and what is prediction on the further course of this virus?
Looking at the situation at present and the way the central and the state is handling it, you can see that the graph, though it is at the top in India, even then, I'm sure that we'll be able to bring it to a very good control, because all the precautions have been taken well, and the way they are handling it and other things seems to be good. And though there has been an extension, people have been accepting this particular thing, knowing the situation. I don't see much of a difficulty because the essentials have been taken care of. Had that not been there would have been a lot of psychological impact and other things. But overall, it seems to be well. From whatever the patients have come in and we have been talking, it seems to be okay. I don't see very much of a difficulty, though there may be a lot of all this, lockdowns, and we may not get back very fast into the normal stream. Still, our score may not be very bad. This is what I think.
Okay. Thank you, Doctor. My next question, how have the lockdown measures affected you professionally or personally?
Yeah. See, professionally, definitely every industry has got a bad impact because of this in the sense of economics. But our clinic has remained open right from the time, even before the lockdown, we had started all the preventive and immunization, increasing the immunity power of the people and other things. Our clinic has been open right from beginning because of essential service. We did not have a lockdown. Of course, our pharmacy was closed down, but our hospital services have been open. Except for 2 or 3 days when the graph was really bad. If you remember, 29, 30, 31 and 1 was a very bad peak period time. So that was the time we had shut down, so that neither the patients who are coming to our clinic nor our staff will be a difficulty. So except for those 4 days, we have been constantly working. Other than COVID, patients need their regular medications and other things, and the fear that they may be susceptible to this, all these things are there. So our service is essential and we are open to it. Only one major difference was that we were open online for most of the people, except some people who were nearby and could walk in, or who had some complications and they were forced to come out. Other than that, we were supplying the medicines to their places, and also generally, yes, the clinic was running per se. But of course, the number of people, all those, you do have the economic impact on the situation. Couldn't do much about that.
Okay, Doctor. My next question, Doctor. How has Ayurveda been playing a role in the current crisis? How do you think, what more could Ayurveda do in this situation?
Here, I really have to give credit to the central government. They have taken the complete feedback from all over the country, from different alternative systems. After that, Ayush department have started. So Ayurvedic, Siddha, homeopathy, all these things put together. They had a good feedback. They had some meetings and other things, and they consolidated a good set of guidelines, which has been passed on all over. And they have come out with some very basic set of rules, sir, which has been circulated around. In that way, yes, I think that Ayurveda has had a role to play. Though I feel that there is a lot more that we can do. Okay, in the sense, traditionally also Ayurveda has got a lot of formulations which can do a lot in this particular condition. Even before 100 years when we had the plague epidemic, and even before that and other things, if you see, there is a whole history where Ayurveda has played a wonderful role, where we have got a lot towards immunization, formulas to take care of all sort of the basic symptoms during the quarantine period. The only place where probably we may have some difficulty is the ICU, where it might be required and you can transfer a patient. Otherwise, in the initial stages and all, there is a lot more we can do in, and the best example is the Kerala government. The moment the lockdown came in, Kerala government had issued a resolution that Ayurvedic doctors can treat, and you can see the death number is very, very low. It's hardly 3 or 4 or something like that, and a lot of patients have got cured and come out. They are doing a very good job, and they have really proved that Ayurveda can give a lot during this particular crisis time. There'll be a lot that we can do. I think that is a good thing.
That's a news for
Yes,
me.
doctor. It's
Yeah.
too much more informative. Too informative, actually. My next question, doctor. During this crisis, how have you utilized your time in your work situation and in relation to your patients? Could you share a little about your personal life and the effect on the things you enjoy and usually have little time to do?
See, we have tried our best to do what is necessary in and around our society. Right from the time even before the lockdown, when coronavirus infection has started spreading worldwide, we have seen that the necessary, there are some certain formulas like the Nelavimbu Kashayam and other things you would have heard that the government also has been distributing. Those sort of formulations and other things we have. We have given a set of precautionary measures for all our patients to do the needful. Like, take a 10 days course, then do whatever. We will be discussing later about whatever tips I'm giving them. So these we had kick-started right from the beginning. So all the entire database what we had, all those people got the necessary tips as what to be done, how it has to be proceeded. We kept our clinic open for all the people who needed the particular help and all. There have been some patients, mainly what happens is the fear. If you just have a little bit of a cold, cough or flu, something, and this is actually the season for that. So obviously the patient's the first thought will be, oh, maybe I have COVID. And that thought itself is something that really makes everybody panic. So in such cases, when they come down, we have been able to stabilize, we have been able to do the needful, and they have been able to get out in 4-5 days. So even if necessary, we have done the test what is required and seen that it is negative. So overall, where psychological effects, physical effects, mental problems and other guidelines what was required, we have been able to help the people out. Coming to the personal level of stuff, no doubt when the lockdown was announced, we thought, okay, we'll be able to do a lot of things and all. But time really does not permit so much of time. But I do admit that in some ways we did get plenty of time to spend with the family members. Having food together itself for doctors is something, rare. We rarely get food on time and all. But we have been able to enjoy all those things and have enjoyed games after a long time. Even if it was night time after the shutdown of the clinic and other things. It was good. It was good. Though there are a lot of things I still prefer. Maybe if I had a little more time I could do, but still it's wonderful. It was a wonderful time. And NET has played a wonderful role because we have been able to get in touch with all the families and friends, relatives, club members, all the things, So that connectivity really helped us do this time.
Okay. Thank you, doctor. My next question, tell us briefly how the viewers can simply prevent this virus by home medicine or simple Ayurveda.
Yeah. See, here I would like to explain a little bit in detail. I would like to give some tips to the viewers so that they are benefited because of this, and I have also made certain notes so that I don't forget anything that is essential.
Please go ahead.
Now, there are 2 or 3 stages where we can actually help the people in general. One is the prevention and the precaution that has to be taken right at upfront level everywhere, any of the points. So there, under the prevention and precaution, the first one is whenever we go out, social distancing is obviously a must. So that all of us know. So let me not go into detail about that. The second one, which Ayurveda has given a very good tip, is there is something called nasyam, that is nasal drop. Just like when we go for swimming, you put oil in your ears, then the water doesn't enter. Similarly, when you put oil in your nose, that is about 3 or 4 drops in each nostrils. You just put 3 or 4 drops, take a deep breath. This goes in and it acts like a filter. So anything, any infection, any virus, any bacteria that comes in stops at this level. You finish your outdoor jobs, come in and blow your nose out. Actually, it prevents. We have actually used this for a lot of allergic people where the dust goes in and they have these problems, and have been able to cure a lot of people who are having these sort of different viral infections and all. So we are very sure that as a precaution, when we do it on an everyday basis also, this is helpful, and this has been mentioned in our shastras also. So it is pretty safe. The 2 oils that can be generally used is, the best one is the gingerly oil, til ka tel, sesame oil. That 4 to 5 drops in each nostrils. Then, as soon as you come back from going outside, you come back home. Best thing would be to blow the nose and clear your nose. And when you're outside, supposing you feel that you have been infected, there were some people who were, sneezing or coughing or something like that. You steam yourself well. Steam is one thing that kills all the virus. So what you have to do is the simple steaming method which people do. Either in a bowl you keep water and boil and take the steam, or if you have a steamer, you can use the steamer. India is best for innovations. There is one guy who came up with a beautiful idea. He cut the water bottle into half, and the lid he put it into the cooker, top where we put the whistle. So you get the steam from that. No, it is very easy to steam your face. You get all such varieties in India. So anything, but the best thing is to steam yourself. Now you can steam yourself with little bit of haldi or eucalyptus oil if you have. You can put 3-4 drops of eucalyptus oil and use. That also is very effective. When you steam, the air goes right into your lungs, right till below. So your entire lung and your nose area will be totally clear, and you will be free of infection. Very, very good preventive method. So this is one very simple thing. Now we'll move on to the next topic called dhoop. Dhoop has been very common in India. Every day evening around 7 o'clock, traditionally in all the houses, we used to have this dhoop lit in our house. Generally, this is done with either samrani or this one particular medicine called Dashanga Dhupam, which is also very good. In the absence of that, because of the lockdown, most of the things may not be available. We can do a simple dupe of this mustard that we have, neem leaf, turmeric. You put all that. If Google is available, you can put Google also. Or many people in their house may be having this homam samagri, where dupe is very common for putting in the home. Many houses will be having. That also they can put and light it all around the house. This is a very proven protective immunization against all the virus and fungus in and around our house. This is one thing that everybody can do very safely. And the other one is mango and neem leaf. If you know, mango and neem leaf have been always used in our tradition in any function, major events, whether it is temple, houses, marriage, anything. You'll be hanging this at the doorstep. These are all biotoxic absorbers. So any such infection in and around, it's absorbed. That's why you won't see, even if there are thousands of people, you won't see sickness or any stomach upset or something because of that. That is one thing commonly that can be done. Another thing which can be commonly used at home is pepper and cumin is very important. So pepper and cumin you can prepare as a decoction or as a rasam or as a powder and have it every day is very good and very preventive method of keeping yourself high. One thing what we have to remember is if we have indigestion, then the chances of getting a problem is always higher. So always take care of your digestion. Eat 3-4, keep your stomach light and easily digestible, and use all these simple decoctions, and that will help you out. Other than this, commonly which people can use is chuku coffee, inji tea, tulsi tea, then pepper, ginger, omam, cinnamon, all these things put together, you boil and have a decoction. This also helps a lot to clear the entire duct. Okay. So there won't be any sort of infection that remains in our body. Every day, and another most important thing is It is only when mentally we allow anything to enter us that we'll have problem. So you must keep your mind steady, calm, and strong. And for this, meditation is a very, very essential thing. People who know pranayam can go ahead and do pranayam and all these things. Do not open the door feeling, oh, I may get corona, I may get infected. We are living in a thing. Accept it. Yes, this is the situation. How are we going to get out of it? I am strong, I will not get it. That is the attitude that will actually prevent 50%. All the remaining things are just 50%. So it's very essential. Meditation is something I would definitely advise everybody to do that. Then we come to the section B where, especially for people who are already having symptoms. Now that is where it comes. This is the common immunization which everybody can do. But when people start having the first feeling that I'm having a cold, attend to it immediately, because that is where the susceptibility will increase more than 50%. So cold means commonly whatever you do at home, you can start doing, having pepper rasam, having, pepper powder with honey, anything, or even simple paracetamol, or paracetamol is what they take. In Ayurveda, we have got something called Sudarshan tablets, we have got Chavanprash, we have got Shashi-Vilas, Triphala, Trikat, so many things are there. People are used to Ayurveda, they will be knowing. Or the best thing is, contact your physician, immediately go and take some medicines. This will really do wonders. Do not take banana, do not take curds when you're having cold. Do not take heavy items, because this is what will increase your cold. So these are the things that you have to avoid. Supposing there is a sore throat, then immediately please gargle with salt and turmeric. Salt and turmeric are very good anti-infection. It will prevent the throat infection immediately. So gargle with that. And along with that, what you do, you take a teaspoon of pepper, mix it with honey, and put it on your tongue. See, the juice has to go through your throat. Then it will clear. It will remove any infection that is there, and it will clear off. Twice a day you do this, and any sore throat and other things will immediately come down. These are all simple things that can be done. And immediately you can steam with eucalyptus oil. Put few drops of eucalyptus oil, or put the tulsi and turmeric, and you steam yourself. So you will keep this area totally free and infection free. And first thing you have to remember is, people start thinking, if I go to the doctor, they'll send me to test for coronavirus. So that fear keeps them away. But it is not true. None of the doctors will just push you directly to going for a testing center. They will immediately give you medicines to bring down your cold, cough, or if there is a congestion, they may give you some slightly stronger medicine, and see to it that it immediately comes down. If there is fever also, simple medicines are there to check your fever. Not every fever, not every cold, not every cough is related to COVID. That you please remember. So a tip to all the people who are listening, at the first sign of anything that is related to lung and the nose, please go and get yourself treated. 50% of your problems will be solved. Okay. Then there are some very simple medicines which I said. Now next is the quarantine level. What is happening? People are in quarantine for 15 days. But what are the precautions they can take? Here Ayurveda can do a lot of help by giving them certain herbs that are still stronger than what I have mentioned, where fumigation can be done in that area, so that everybody in the family is free from that particular infection. There are some simple medicines where we can help them. So quarantine level also, Ayurveda, I'm sure, has got a lot to offer. So these are the basic things. I thought that if I can pass it on to people, they may really benefit because of all these things.
Excellent.
One particular question, like frequently asked question is, I've always been taking allopathy. Can Ayurveda help at this particular junction? Is a fear everybody has.
Right.
But definitely they can use Ayurveda, because Ayurveda is something like food. So there is no question that it suits or doesn't suit. If they are taking some allopathic medicine also, 1 hour gap they can take, and they can take Ayurvedic medicine, and it will certainly suit any one of them. Okay. And yes, I think that would be covering most of the tips that is necessary.
Okay, doctor. That's a long tip, actually. It's very, very useful. Need of that, actually. Doctor, my last question. One might hope that in face of such a crisis, it would be appropriate to reflect and maybe change the way we live our lives for the better. What do you think? What changes would you would like to see happening?
Yeah, definitely Earth has gone in for repairing herself, no doubt about that. And I'm very glad to see all the positivities that have come out of this. The way the environment has changed, the way the wildlife has come out, and it's beautiful to see all those beautiful videos and all. But over and above that, if you see at a family level or an individual level, I think people have started to reconnect themselves to the source. People thought we can never stay without going out. We cannot stay without eating outside. All that extravaganza that we were inside, we were into, has now definitely come down. And people are finding the bonding of relationship, the family, all these things essential, helping one another. I think basically the human nature had kind of started destructing itself. We were going at too fast a pace, and this has really put a breakdown. So this is one thing that I'm really expecting, that it will certainly change the life of what we are seeing. Another thing is it has made us realize how much of the service providers are helpful to us, right from the man, from the garbage man to the person, doctors, nurses, people, why even NGOs, even normal people, how much they go out of their way to help other people is something fantastic. And I'm sure that that feeling will remain because you have experienced it. You have experienced every moment how people have read. Even the policemen for that. Always we used to hear only the wrong stories, and now we have seen so much of their real helpful nature. That is also something that we have to really appreciate. But over and above this, I feel that people's focus will change as far as their health is concerned. Keeping their immunity tight, keeping their body really strong, and with good exercise, good food, good nutrition, proper sort of food there. If their immunity is strong, they will realize that they will not catch any virus. This is the base core of what Ayurveda has always been promoting. Because Ayurveda is the only science where it is called Swastha, that is prevention. This is the only science where prevention has been spoken about, and so much importance has been given to that. In fact, every season, there is the particular things that you should do in every season, which keeps you healthy throughout the season. If these things are followed, no epidemic or no infection will really bother us much. Means the incidence will be very, very low. So I'm really looking forward to that particular scenario where it will be really talked about. As it is, Ayurveda is today very well known all over the world. So this is really going to make the graph high. This is what I feel.
Thank you,
Thank
Doctor.
you so much, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for giving this opportunity.
And
Thanks to both of you.
it was very exhaustive, and the tips you gave, and the Kerala story, it brought on a lot of memories because they were the first to get spike of cases, and now they have almost more than 70% of their cases have recovered, and I think there are only 2 or 3 deaths, and compared to any other state, they have where Ayurveda has played a major role. I think the other states and the whole of India should wake up to this, and that was very eye opening for all of us, and not to get panic about the situation. That was a wonderful thing to talk about, and also how you finished on a positive note. That was one of the best things we had in our lockdown stories with CEO. Thank you so much. Thank you for sparing your time out, and continue doing the good things that you are doing, and continue serving the people, ma'am. Thank you so much, and all the best, ma'am.
Thank you to give me an opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Vanakkam.
Vanakkam.